What is up, guys? Right off the bat, I just want to say sorry for the sniffly nose. It randomly got cold here. Well, not really cold, but for Florida, it's chilly. Now, I was going to hold off on making this video for a little while longer, but the demand has just been so high. A lot of you guys want to see part 3, so I'm like, alright, we're going to do it now. Reason I was going to save it, I'm doing 25 days of Vlogmas, December 1st through 25th, vlogging every day. So you're going to want to be here for that, because we're going to be discussing the festivals and the lineups on some of those days. And yeah, I want my rock festival community to come with me on Vlogmas, because you guys are my people. I go to the same shows as you, and there'll be at least one concert vlog over the span of Vlogmas, maybe 2. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into some predictions. Now, as a recap, here are the 5 predictions I made from the first video on top and the second video on the bottom, so 10 total. We've got Korn, Volbeat, Nonpoint, Alter Bridge, Gojira, Young Guns, Meshuggah, Hatebreed, Chevelle, and Avenged Sevenfold. So today I'm adding 5 more, 15 predictions. Let's get into it. Alright guys, up first we have Islander. Now these guys just released a new album called Power Under Control. At first I didn't really like it, but I'm starting to like it more now. I've seen these guys a few times. The first time I saw them I didn't really know them and I didn't love it, but I've definitely gotten into them since, and I might go see them in December. But yeah, they were at Rockville 2015, and when I watched them there, I was like, you know, that was pretty good. I can dig that. So yeah, I mean, if they were there, they would be one of the earlier bands, but I would definitely check them out. If you don't know about them, which you probably do, at least to some extent, I would definitely say they're worth a shot. Up next, we got an old school band, Suicidal Tendencies. The skater, metal, punk band, whatever you want to call them, also released a new album this year. ST is kind of a hit or miss band for me. They have some songs I really like and some I don't really care about, but there's nothing by them that I really hate, and they're very good live. Only seen them once. High energy, very entertaining. So if they are at the festival, I really want to catch them again, especially because at Rockville 2015 I had to miss them because of overlap. Right, so number 3, Of Mice and Men. Now this is kind of a tricky one because this could go one of 2 ways, and it all depends on Austin Carlisle's health. Of Mice and Men released a new album called Cold World. It was okay. So I think if Austin is healthy, they're almost a lock. Thing is though, he is not healthy at the moment. Got heart problems, all kinds of problems. They had to cancel tour dates, so it really could go either way. I think if Austin thinks he can do it, then they'll do it, because it definitely makes sense, but it all depends on his health. Alright, number 4, one of my favorite bands ever, Papa Roach. Now, they just released a new single called Crooked Teeth, which I am absolutely obsessed with. We know a new album is coming out in 2017. We don't really know any more details other than that, but they're a frequent festival band, so I think it's very, very likely that they'll be there, and I really hope so, because by the time Rockville rolls around, it'll have been a couple years since I've seen them. So I definitely have that itch that I would like to scratch, so hopefully they'll be making an appearance. Alright, my last prediction is going to be the other headliner for like Rockville and stuff, but keep in mind Carolina Rebellion and Rock on the Range, 3-day festivals, so they will have an additional headliner. I'm picking the one that I think is going to go with Avenged Sevenfold on the 2-day festivals, and will also be the 3-day festivals, if that makes sense. There's like 5 different bands that this could be, but my prediction is System of a Down. I'll get into the other 4 potential headliners, but with System of a Down finally being back and officially confirming that they're finally working on new material, I think a lot of people want to see them, and I think they're the perfect size for a festival like this. It's just like Disturbed last year, you know, they were gone for a long time. The festivals brought them back, and it was a huge deal. I think the same thing happens with System of a Down this year. Well, next year. So what about the other 4 headliners? The way I see it, there are 4 other possibilities to headline all the festivals, and I think one of these bands will also be at like Rock on the Range or Carolina Rebellion. So we've got the 4 displayed here: Metallica, Rammstein, Blink, and Green Day. So let's take it one at a time, starting with Metallica. Now this I've seen is a very popular choice for the festivals, which I think is rightful because, you know, they're like the biggest rock band in the world. They just released a brand new album, so it definitely makes sense, but I'm kind of thinking they might be too big for the likes of Rockville and Fort Rock and stuff like that. However, I think there's a great chance that they do Rock on the Range and Carolina Rebellion, which I would not complain with because honestly, I'm not really a big Metallica fan, so I'd much rather see really any of these three or System of a Down over Metallica. But, you know, I wouldn't complain too much if Metallica is the headliner, and I do think there's a really good chance of it. I think I wrestled with it for a while. System of a Down or Metallica, what's the prediction? And I do like System more, so it could be biased. But I don't know. I just feel like with Metallica, they're going to have a huge arena tour. I just feel like they're slightly too big for a couple of these festivals. So I'm going to have... That's why I went with System over Metallica. Up next, we have Rammstein. Now, this would be an amazing sight to see because they have one of the most incredible stage shows I have ever seen. And I'd love to see it in person. Not really sure how likely they are, but, you know, and this wouldn't have been included in the video like if I did this a couple weeks ago, but now there's all kinds of circulation about, you know, about them playing festivals and a bunch of festivals. I thought I saw an article somewhere that said they're going to play 15 or 16 festivals. Now, of course, a lot of these are going to be in Europe, but Rammstein is definitely due for some US shows, and they would draw incredible crowds, and I think would be an amazing headliner. I would rather see them than System. I just felt like System was more likely, but Rammstein would be incredible. So up next, we have the two pop-punk titans, Blink and Green Day. Both of these guys released new albums this year, much to the love of punk fans, including myself. I think of the two, Green Day is more likely than Blink. Blink went out on a huge run that played a ton of cities. I was at that tour myself, and it was brilliant. I wouldn't rule them out, but I think of these four, they're definitely the least likely. And as much as I would love to see them there, I don't know. I just kind of feel like they did their big run, and they could play festival. I don't know. I just don't really have that feeling with them. So yeah, I think Green Day is definitely more likely. And the catch with Green Day is they released a new album. They're doing a huge tour beginning of 2017 that ends like right before the festivals and skips like all the festival cities. So of course that's pretty good reason to suspect them as a possibility. If I had to take any of these, I would have to take either Rammstein or Green Day. Again, same deal with Metallica. Maybe slightly too big for some of these festivals, but I mean anything can happen. But I'm going with System. So yeah, guys, thank you for checking out my final batch of predictions. Here they are on the screen one more time. We're going to revisit this as soon as the lineup is out. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Non-stop disco matches, the best convention in